These videos will make you question everything. So remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. Let's check it out.
I'm so sour on Apple because of what they did with the batteries.
Yeah.
That was such a dirty thing to me. Because everybody had always suspected, like my friend Brian was always like, dude, I'm telling you, when the new phones come out, your old phone starts moving slower. I'm like, yeah, that's a conspiracy. That's all horse. Yeah. Like, your phone's just old, bro. But then when I found out that it was real, I was like, you... And
it's
to pretend.
The problem was the way they didn't tell people. Like, they could have just avoided, like, the whole... whatever, like PR, whatever you want to call it, by just telling people, look, this is what we do when your phone's getting older. We need to preserve either the CPU or the battery, so we need to either voltage down the CPU or save your battery. Pick one and give us a choice. They didn't tell us until people started suspecting things and they had to make a statement, and that looked kind of dirty and like hidden.
I don't buy it.
Yeah.
I think it's a trick to try to get you to buy a new phone. I'm so sour.
I mean, what else is the reason? You can dress it up to make it sound however you want to sound. But bottom line, price gets raised, phones stop working, you have to buy one at an even higher price. Who wins in that situation? Who wins? See, people started paying attention when y'all started upping the price each year, it going up and increasing. And then they started noticing that in correlation to their phone not working properly after only having it for like a year. Man, I miss the old days when you could have a phone several years. My family used to, they used to get on to me because I had the same phone for years. So what? It works. It calls out, it receives calls, I could text through it. That's it. That's all I need for it. I didn't need everything else. So it's like, man, no. I want to go back to that. I don't want to be paying these thousands of dollars for phones every year. No, who wants to do that?
I'm not saying that the conspiracy theory that every time Apple releases a new phone that their old phones start to lag is true. What I am saying is that my 16-month-old Apple iPhone 14 Pro Max should not be lagging, my camera quality should not be declining, and my battery should not be at 84% optimization, needing me to get a new battery which costs $200. So I'm not saying that theory, that conspiracy is true. I'm just saying it's a little suspicious. Has any other Apple users found this? I'm not going to be a Samsung girly after this.
That's another thing.
I'm not saying that...
That's another thing. I mean, I can just be scrolling down social media or whatever platform, and I randomly see a post, especially on Facebook. I randomly see somebody saying, hey man, I'm going back to Android. I'm going back to Samsung. I'm going back to whatever it is, Galaxy, whatever, I'm going back to that. And then if you click on their comment section, you see them going back and forth with iPhone users. You see that. Am I the only person that sees that? But this is why. People are getting frustrated. She had a 16-month-old phone. And you mean to tell me after paying thousands of dollars, probably for that phone, well up to probably what, $1,200, $1,400, if not somewhere around that area in that price, for that phone, a year is all you get out of it? We're talking about phones now.
Is the bottom of the
horrible
supply chain
truth about
of
your iPhone.
iPhone, of your Tesla, of your Samsung. I mean, I'm just naming those companies.
What is this?
It's all of them, right? All of them. We're not just picking on them. And here's what you need to know, Joe, about this video. This is an industrial cobalt mine where there's not supposed to be one artisanal miner. Now that's the term used for people who are just digging by hand as opposed to tractors and excavators. There's not supposed to be one here. That's what the story is told at the top of the chain. This mine, and I can name it, it's called Shibara. There's not supposed to be one artisanal miner here, according to the consumer-facing tech companies and EV companies buying this cobalt. Lo and behold, I walk into this place and this is what I see. There's more than 15,000 human beings crammed into that pit. This is the bottom of the... See,
this was what needs to be blasted across all social media platforms. This needs to be blasted across all news media outlets. Stuff like this. People don't know if they don't know. I didn't know that. I was sitting here like, what is this? What's going on here? But they're mining stuff for your batteries, for your phones, and these self-driving vehicles, these electric cars. Like, Yeah, blast this on social media so people can wake up and see what's going on. A lot of the times it goes unnoticed and nobody ever knows.
Okay, so quick story description. I don't know how to describe it. But basically I realized something. When I have these earbuds in, they drain my phone battery. So my phone battery goes down with the earbuds. So you'd think if I disconnected my earbuds, my phone would go down slower, because the thing that makes my phone go down isn't connected. No, it goes down faster! It goes down faster when it doesn't have the thing activated that makes it go down in the first place. So basically I'm sitting here, do I want my phone to go down in battery or my phone to go down in battery? I choose to have my phone go down in battery. What the? Apple, fix your system. Okay.
Yo, I don't mean to laugh at one man here, but everybody's frustrated for some reason or another when it comes to these cell phones, bro. They are. And you would think, like, the logical thing you would think, right? This is what leads me to believe this is all a money grab and a money play. Because if you know you're making these phones and designing these phones for us to purposely stay on our phones longer, then why not make the battery life a lot longer? No, because then we won't buy new ones. So you figure, make them to where they're addicted, but also make it to where it only lasts for a certain amount of time and they gotta re-up. That's the play.
Following a scandal involving batteries in its iPhones, Apple has agreed to pay Canadians more than $14 million.
Under a proposed class action settlement, if you own an older iPhone or you can prove that you did, you could get a check in the mail. Pat Forn explains on today's Consumer Alert. Pat?
Thanks, Michelle. And Nathan, it was known as Batterygate. The allegation was that Apple slowed down the operation of its iPhone so you would buy a new one. Well, Apple has admitted no fault. If you had an iPhone 6 or 7, you could be entitled to $150. Apple would probably rather be talking about its long-awaited Vision Pro headset that will finally go on sale this year, but instead it's dealing with lawsuits connected to its iPhone 6 and 7 and Batterygate.
Now is the time to go looking through your dusty old drawers for those old phones that you no longer use.
Tech analyst Carmi Levy says the proposed settlement in Canada follows a similar lawsuit in the U.S. where Apple paid consumers $500 million.
This was a global issue, and unfortunately for Apple, it's going to have to write a lot of checks to settle it.
Under the iPhone Power Management class action, Apple will pay Canadians up to $14.4 million. Consumers will get $150 per affected phone. It's for anyone who owned an iPhone 6 or iPhone 7 who downloaded a new version of the iOS operating system before December 21st, 2016. Apple faced lawsuits after revealing software updates could slow down performance speeds on older phones. Some customers complained Apple was purposefully and knowingly releasing software updates that slowed performance speeds. However, in the settlement, Apple claimed that was not the case.
As part of this resolution, Apple has denied any allegations that it deliberately slowed the devices down in order to force consumers to buy new ones, and of course it assumes no fault.
The settlement must be approved by the BC court at the end of the month. If it is, consumers will have to fill out a claim form with their older iPhone serial number, something many people may no longer have.
You've either got to have the phone itself or records showing that you own the phone with that particular serial number. If you traded it in and didn't record that serial number, or you sold it and didn't hold on to that information, you may be out of luck.
CTV News reached out to Apple Canada about the proposed settlement, but did not receive a response. And if you had an iPhone 6 or 7, but it's long gone because you sold it or traded it in, you might be able to find the serial number on an old contract or phone bill that may be worth looking into for $150. On your side, I'm Pat for it. Thank you.
What is $150 gonna do? Look, a serious question, legitimate question, y'all. What is $150 for $1,000 plus over $1,000 cell phone these days? What's $150 gonna do? Buy you the screen? Buy you a case? They ain't gonna get you a phone. It's not. What are they giving you? The price of the phones back then? I never had an iPhone 6 or something. I wasn't team iPhone then. You know what I mean? I didn't get involved with iPhone until around, I don't know, I think they were in double digits by the time I got to them. I have to go back and look. But, so are they giving you the price back then? Y'all let me know, because I'm confused on the 150. The 150. Let me know what the 150 gonna do.
Well, howdy, my little tater tots. Tell me your most traumatic work experience. I'll start with mine.
I would have to say that my most traumatic workplace experience would be when I was running a battery store over in Georgia. I was taking a battery out of an iPhone, which I'm very good at, mind you. The battery somehow got nicked by either the little guitar pick thing that we used to get the glue unstuck, or something happened. This battery's already expanded. It was like that thick. And it suddenly, as soon as I popped that, I felt it getting hot. That thing flew on the counter. It started smoking. It looked like a bomb was going off. I flung the thing in the floor. Luckily, it didn't catch anything on fire. The phone was fine. The customer was laughing. I was laughing. It scared me half to death. But just remember, those lithium batteries can explode, and if they do, you better look out, because it's not pretty.
Well, howdy, my little tater.
Remember when that was a thing going around the internet? People leaving their phones plugged in or falling asleep with their phone and not noticing it getting hot, and some people showing pictures of their phones exploding and stuff like that. Like, you would think with a phone that is tailor-made for you to be on it all the time, you wouldn't have to worry about that. But how many of y'all still can feel your phone or pick your phone up sometimes and the back of it be hot? It be hot to touch. Like, my son would come in and tell me, like, Dad, why you got all this stuff running in the background and stuff like that? It's doing this, clear out that. I don't be thinking about that. Listen, man, we might need to get back on top of that, paying attention to these iPhones and different phones heating up.
Yeah, it's really dumb. Main reason is because the newer the number, the newer the phone it's really meant for. Look at iOS 17, for example. Okay, that is meant for the iPhone 15. It's gonna work perfectly fine on the 14, a little worse on the 13, bad on the 12, bad on the 11, and so on. Could this be fixed very easily by Apple and just have it be optimized better for older devices? Oh yeah, absolutely. Is it going to be? No, probably not. Why would they give you the option to have it on an older device when they can pressure you into buying a new device by slowing down your older device when you update to the newest software? Supported devices doesn't mean that it's going to run smoothly, it just means that it's supported. So yeah, you can run it on an older phone, but is it going to be smooth and nice and a fun experience? Probably not. The reason is because marketing. Remember how Apple got sued because they were cutting battery life short on purpose? First of all, they still do that. They just cover it up with battery health. But there's also this now. Oh, you're going to keep your older phone, are you? Okay, well, we're going to make sure that your older phone doesn't run well when you update to the new iOS software. That's why it doesn't run well on older phones. Now, if it's doing this on your new phone, it's probably because there's still some bugs they need to fix out, but it will run smooth eventually. If it doesn't, return your phone. Something's wrong with your phone.
Listen, man, at this point, I'm wondering, is Steve Jobs rolling over right now and upset? How do you think he would respond to this? You know what I'm saying? It used to be in Steve Jobs we trust, but now it's like whoever's at the helm now, bro, they are money greedy, money hungry, just after every little, and it's just the people who should matter, your consumer. It's like, we don't care about them, bro. Not at all.
You want to know a really toxic iPhone trick? Of course you do. So, say for instance, your significant other is going out and they're not answering your phone calls. Here's a way to bypass that. So, what you can do is, the next time you ever have access to their phone, you can have it where it automatically answers phone calls. The first thing you're going to do is go to settings, and then you're going to go down to where you see accessibility. You're going to...
Fellas, I would stop the video, man, and just not show it, but, yeah, I mean, what fun would that be?
Click on accessibility. Then you're going to click on touch. Then you're going to see all the way at the bottom where it says call audio routing. Click on that. Then you're going to see the option where it says auto answer calls. Click on that. Now this is what you're going to see. Now you can set it for however long you want it to ring before it automatically answers. 3 seconds is the lowest it'll go. So that way, the next time you ever call and they're not answering their phone, it's going to automatically answer for you. Do you want to know a really toxic...
This is so toxic. Why are y'all like this? Why? Why you want to be this toxic, bro? If you got to go to these links and these depths for a person, why are you even with that person, bro? It's that simple. That simple. If you got to go through all of this, then why are you putting yourself through the stress and the headache, man? Just let it go. Let it go. This is, oh man, you ever heard that song? They be playing in the back of like TikTok. Your love is toxic. Your love is toxic. This is some toxic stuff right here, man.
Let me teach you an iPhone trick in case your phone gets stolen while your screen is open. If they get a hold of your phone, they can change your passcode and account information if you don't have these settings on. So make sure to save this video for later if you don't do it right away. You're going to go to the settings app and you're going to click on screen time first. Next, you're going to click on content and privacy restrictions. This is usually off. Make sure it's on. Content and privacy restrictions. You see it? Now what you want to do is you want to click on passcode changes. I already changed mine to do not allow. Make sure that yours says do not allow. Once you finish with passcode changes, you want to change account changes as well. And put do not allow.
She's moving too fast.
This is super important. Do not mess up. You're then going to put a different passcode for your screen time than you use for your actual phone itself to unlock
another
it.
password.
So for example, if your phone's passcode is 0000, then for your screen time passcode, you're going to use 1111. Don't make it so easy though. But now if somebody takes your phone from behind you and you don't even notice, but your phone is unlocked already, they can make those changes if you haven't set these changes up. Do you know how impossible it is to get access to your Apple ID if somebody takes control over it? Don't let that be you. Make sure to save this video for later. Important to share this with somebody that you know does not have this set up. Let me teach you an iPhone.
Yeah, but another password, bro. I feel like I got too many passwords as it is. But I get it. I get what you're saying, though. You know what I mean? I just need, because that's just one more password I gotta have. Fam, why do we gotta go through so much just to keep our stuff protected these days, man? Scammers and thieves.
The conspiracy theory that I will always believe, Apple is dirty, rotten, evil, and they are f***ing up our phones, okay? Because every software update that comes out that I don't install, or every time a new phone comes out and I haven't gotten it yet, my phone is like slow, not working well, all funky, and everybody's is. That's why they do these Google search trends where like everybody starts searching why is my iPhone so slow the minute a new one comes out. And what really gets my goat is that the New York Times tried to disprove this. Rotten. The entire article, they're like, that's actually not how tech works, and there would be no reason for them to do that. Yes, there is a reason for them to do it. It's the same reason why I had to buy new AirPods recently, and when I went in, the answer they gave me was like, well, the AirPods just kind of stopped working after 2 years. Okay, you didn't tell me that when I bought them. You try to brand yourself as a company where these are like high quality products that last forever, and then the minute you go in with like a phone that isn't working or AirPods that aren't working, they use this like tech mumbo jumbo around you to be like, well, the battery life simply means that like it couldn't last for 2 more years. But you're not advertising it like that. It's not true. Like, we have gadgets and gizmos for years in our family that have been working. A Palm Pilot that my dad had and my sister and I would play solitaire on still works, but Apple in 2022, like 2023, can't make AirPods that like last for more than 2 years. And phones. Anyway, everyone in the comments, is the first time people were actually like united in a New York Times article comment section. Anyway, so that's my theory. Dirty, rotten over there. And anyone who says it's not wrong, just think about this. If Apple, and they could make a perfect phone that lasts you for 10 years and there's nothing wrong with it, how would they make any money? They wouldn't. So like that's why they do this. The conspiracy theory that... No, here's another conspiracy theory, right? And it has to do with the Apple AirPods. Like, they figured out a way to craft and design these little jokers to where one of them or they go missing easily. I don't know what it is, but I've watched this happen to everyone in my household, whether it be with somebody losing one, or it was damaged, or they lost both, or some kind of way. It's like socks. I don't know how socks always go missing, but
AirPods are just like little socks to me, and you just can't find them, and they go missing. Like I don't know, man, but I ain't trying to spend another grip on some AirPods again, bro, just for them to go missing. Just have to start shopping on, like, what is it, Temu or something like that? Something.
Have you noticed that your iPhone battery isn't lasting as long as it used to? Maybe the battery health isn't what it once was. Well, I can show you a few secret things to find out about your battery in the settings.
Ooh,
that's my number right
toxic.
there. After 3 years of owning this iPhone, there are a few things that can bring that number down over time. One of them is charge cycles. It's not how many times you charge the phone, it's how many times the phone has been discharged to equal 100% of the battery's capacity. A little wonky to calculate, but you can find it in your phone. I hope you can see it in the screenshot, but I have been through 1,026 charge cycles. It's a little technical, but you can find it too. Do you want to geek out with me? I'll show you how to find it. This is just one method I saw online, so if you have another method, please let me know in the comments. But you want to go to privacy and security in your settings and scroll down to analytics and improvements. That's going to take you to the next page where you have to have turned on Share iPhone and Watch Analytics for at least a day. If that's already turned on, you are in good shape, and you can now go onto your analytics data. There's a lot of stuff here, but you want to find the report that says Analytics and it has the most recent date. This is what comes up. No, you can't read this, but yes, you are going to copy and paste the whole thing and put it in your Notes app. You can use the find tool to find the phrase cycle count. The full phrase is going to be last _ value _ cycle count. It's another clue to your battery health. Have you noticed that your...
All right, I got to figure out how to find it because mine just came up looking like the Matrix, bro. Like, there's so much stuff on here. That's crazy. That's crazy. I was doing it while she was talking, trying to see if I could find... now, she said use the find tool. Let me see. Sure, no. Does it look up? No. Oh no, I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that. But I want to know, man. That's crazy, but that probably is very accurate, and we can figure out what that number is and be this close to taking them down, man. I feel like we working together, man. We got to band together.
That we are. This one guy explained what Apple does to the batteries, the whole phone. How they said it slows the phone down. And you don't really slow the phone down. It just optimizes with the new stuff with your old phone. But people's batteries are old, but you got an older phone.
Yeah.
So what we do is just take your phone and get a new battery put in it. Like your phone could be old, but you put a new battery in it. That'll work like this. It's gonna charge quicker, all of it. Well, these phones degrade. Unless you keep your phone for a year each year, you don't really care. But,
Yeah.
Something the general public don't pay attention.
Nope.
No, because all we do is spend.
I mean, you could at least keep your phone. Like, one thing about an iPhone, you had it 3 years. You legitimately have an iPhone for 3 years. It ain't gonna be no problem. I would say that 3 years straight up. 3 years straight up.
I agree.
If you have it too long, then they can't really nothing for this. Just keep it like us.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what my kids be looking for. New iPhones or whatever for Christmas, or Apple Watch or Apple AirPods, or, you know what I mean? It ain't these goggles, because I think these goggles are like 5,000. You know what I mean? You better go get a job for that type of stuff, bro. I'm five racks. And I ain't figured out how to write it off on taxes. None of that, no, bro. Come on, what we doing here? We ain't playing them type of games just for you to break it. Could you imagine you buying your kid $5,000. And if you got it to afford that, it probably is nothing to you, but still, it's always gonna be something to me. And if they come to me showing me how they damaged some $5,000 goggles, oh man. I haven't learned how to meditate or woosah yet, and I think these are your pressure points according to Martin and Bad Boys. But yeah, I'm gonna need to learn that trick. I'm gonna need to learn that trick for 5K. You know what I mean? But listen, man, y'all get at me in the comment section and let me know what you thought of this video. And how's iPhone and Apple treating you? Put it in the comment section. Stay around, stay tuned. Till next one, I'm gone.